All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 147-pound division where Terence Bud Crawford looks like he will be signing with Golden Boy Promotions to fight Alexis Rocha. And there are certain industry experts that think that he may be getting the wool pulled over his eyes, and it may not be a very smart decision for him to do so, and that it might wind up backfiring on him. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be once again in my favorite division, 147-pound division, and we are going to be talking about a fight that will be coming up, should be completed and announced within the next 3 or 4 weeks, and that is a fight between the WBO 147-pound champion Terence Bud Crawford and the #1 contender in the WBO, who is promoted by Golden Boy Promotions, a fighter by the name of Alexis Rocha. Now, before I get into the details of it, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. If you are new to the channel, thank you for checking out the video. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button before you leave the door. And also thank you to everybody that supports the channel by hitting the like button, sharing the videos, also, and everybody that supports and sponsors individual videos like this through the super thanks. Thank you guys so much in advance, and I try to thank you all in the comment sections, but let's chop it up. All right. So I have been accused of being a Terence Crawford hater. And honestly, man, I don't think anything can be, I won't say nothing's further from the truth. However, I don't believe that to be the case. I think that I'm just looking at Terence Crawford in the Errol Spence Jr. fight. I have my feelings about my desire to see that fight, but I don't have any ill will towards either guy. It is what it is. And at a certain point in time, you just accept it for what it is. However, Terence Crawford still is a WBO champion at 147 pounds. Still very obviously a world-class fighter, if not one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter in the world, one of the best fighters in the world. And please, to my Errol Spence Jr. fans, please do not get mad at me for saying that man is a very, very good fighter, because the man is. As I think that is just a safe thing to say. Not everybody's eyes can be fooling them. However, obviously, he did not fight Errol Spence Jr., and that's a little bit suspect. But there has been an announcement, or at least, there has been an announcement by the WBO about what he will most likely be doing. However, in a conversation in a live stream with Rachel Donaire, she brought up something about about what was going on in that situation, and that I thought was very interesting, and I wanted to share with you, because there was a lot of speculation about what caused Terence Crawford to be ordered, for that fight to be ordered so early. Now, my understanding is that a fight between Terence Crawford's mandatory fights, because he is a super champion, that he is due for a mandatory once every 18 months, that the regular champions or non-super champions have mandatories that are once every 12 months. But when you become a super champion, you have a mandatory due every 18 months, because the super champion, they allow you to move and fight like move up in weight and be able to immediately fight champions at other weight classes. You get special privileges and stuff associated with that. So a lot of people are wondering, okay, well, why would they order this fight ahead of time? So the obvious thing is that, Terence Crawford could have requested it, right? And I read the WBO rules. There's nothing preventing Terence Crawford from requesting a mandatory. It does specifically lay out that the challenger or someone can petition to become the mandatory, right? So it could have been Alexis Rocha that that requested it, or Oscar De La Hoya would have had to have requested it because he's the promoter, right? Or it could have been Terence Crawford that pushed that and tried to get that going a little bit faster, right? Because those guys were in negotiations for Terence Crawford to go over there to Golden Boy. Now, here's the deal. What is the scenario where Terence Crawford has a mandatory with ordered before he actually signs with Golden Boy? That could actually serve as a trap for Terence Crawford, right? As far as the amount of money that he could make. It could also mean that they could, like, for example, Oscar De La Hoya, if those guys do not agree to a purse bid, right? I mean, to a deal before it goes to purse bid, and they don't, and Terence Crawford does not like, the offer that has been made, right? In the scenario where it was, say, Alexis Rocha through Oscar De La Hoya requested it, and Terence Crawford said, "Oh, okay, I'm cool with that," even though it's early, because, Terence Crawford did say he wanted to get 3 fights in this year. That if he wound up being in a situation where they don't agree to the amount of money or the situation that Terence Crawford is comfortable with, that they can push that to a purse bid. If they go to a purse bid, then who's going to bid on that fight? Right? The more than likely TGB, who bids on fights for the PBC, more than likely is not going to invest a lot of money in that. You also have Matchroom Boxing with Eddie Hearn, who said that they were not interested in that they would not be interested in. They didn't have anybody or wouldn't be interested in a fight with Terence Crawford. Top Rank more than likely would not buy it. I think you may wind up in a scenario that would be similar to where the purse bid would be coming in somewhere around maybe $2 million for the purse bid. If nobody else, maybe like a Disrupt who just came in, who disrupted, basically it looks like it's MTK Global. I'm not saying that it is MTK Global, but it looks like MTK Global, walks like MTK Global, has fighters putting out press releases for fighters that were with MTK Global. Just seems like it's just a new form of it. So maybe they come in and they bid on that, but that could definitely drive down the price for Terence Crawford below where he wants to fight and risk him being in a situation where then he gets stripped, right? Also, there is no guarantee if you look at the way that Oscar De La Hoya has kind of handled his business over the last several years, where he really is going to put Virgil Ortiz in there with Terence Crawford even though he promised him in a deal that he would get that done. Because if what Paco Vericel from the WBO said is correct, Oscar De La Hoya and Virgil Ortiz have turned down opportunities to fight Terence Crawford multiple times. Now, I'm not speaking to the truth or the falseness of that, but that's my understanding. And also, it could have been that during a time which Terence Crawford was with Bob Arum, and Bob Arum didn't want to make that fight, right? Because the WBC has basically said that they were upset about certain promoters not taking mandated fights, not being willing to work with certain promoters. So there may be something in there. But all in all, man, it could be another situation where it's a tricky business decision, right? Because if he goes over there and signs him, he still has to trust that those guys are going to follow through and not put him in a position where, he's not getting what he wants and he winds up getting stripped of the belt or something like that. And that has happened with fighters that have gone over to the zone a lot. Now, it's happened very much so with fighters with Golden Boy, especially African-American fighters that have signed with Golden Boy, like what happened with Speedy Rashidi Ellis and what happened, what Blair Cobbs is saying, took place with him, right? So, anyway, it's just interesting stuff, man, when you decide you don't want to do business with Al Heyman, you want to do business with Oscar De La Hoya, but there's some risks out there. There's some real risks out there for Bud, right? Really, I think the most simple thing to reach your career goals would have been just, hey, man, I'm going to fight Errol Spence Jr., get a mutual rematch clause. Boom, you got 2 fights, and you may be able to get promised a third fight after that. That's a lot of money, chance of greatness and all of that. But, it is what it is. People make their make their decisions. Anyway, we'll see what happens. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.